This is the Dry Air Technology Force 9 air mover. The Force 9 is actually the second generation fan from Dry Air to its predecessor, the Gale Force. What makes the Force 9 different is it's really a feature-rich air mover. We're going to talk about some of the features on the Force 9. If we turn the fan to the side, you'll see that the Force 9 offers a 2-speed switch. We have a rocker switch, which is your power consumption. Working our way across the panel, the Force 9 offers an hour meter. Nice benefit of the hour meter is if your client is actually shutting off your equipment, it's a great way to gauge that by just simply logging the hours when the unit came onto the job. As we work our way down on the control panel, you'll see that there is a Duplex Outlet. We refer to this as a daisy chain. A neat feature with this is it allows us to take 2 additional fans and actually plug them right into the GFCI outlet. That will limit our power cord consumption on the job, which is a huge feature. The GFCI also has a built-in resettable breaker, so if we do have an increase in power and we actually trip the breaker, it'll trip right at the GFCI, not back at the electrical box itself. As we work our way around to the back of the fan, you'll see that the intake of the fan is a little bit larger diameter than where the air comes out. This is a 17-inch diameter, where the air comes out is actually a 16-inch diameter. By having a larger 17-inch diameter, it allowed Dry Air to actually go to a larger fan blade. The fan blade has been elongated. In being able to elongate that fan blade, it will actually increase the performance by having more surface for the air to pass over. The second benefit of that elongated blade is it was a way to dramatically reduce the volume or the decibel level on the fan so that it's not a nuisance to the client. As we work our way back to the Force 9, we want to talk about the front of the fan where the air actually comes out. On the front, we did mention it's a 16-inch diameter. If we look down at the base of the fan, you'll see that there's kind of a cutout here. That cutout actually works 2 ways. Number one, it allows the airflow to get directly on the carpet as it's traveling through the fan. So we get airflow on the ground extremely fast, and we can direct that airflow down along a baseboard or a sill plate. The other thing that's important to note is when the airflow is coming off the fan, we get great airflow down here, but we also get the same amount of airflow up higher. The importance of that is if we're drying sheetrock and we have it up against the wall, we have our airflow blowing at 2 different areas of the material. For the structural drying firms out there that know the importance of positioning an air mover to the wall in the appropriate angle, the Force 9 takes the guesswork out of placing the fan. On the shell, you'll see that there is an arrow going downward on the left side and on the right side of the fan. If I pick my fan up and I look down the arrow and I place that arrow perpendicular to the wall, I have the perfect angle, the 45-degree angle, every time when placing my Force 9. What you're seeing here is the Force 9 stacked for operation. This is the traditional setup of how we would use a Force 9 if we were drying structure, the downward airflow on the first air mover. When this is stacked, you will also notice that that airflow is on a downward motion, blowing down towards the ground in this stackable feature. The Force 9's motor, as you can see, is a closed motor versus an open vented motor. How that may benefit you, the contractor, is if you're ever going into a real dirty or dusty environment, maybe even an environment that has drywall dust, you're not going to get a lot of those contaminants that actually get into the motor, may affect the bearings, even high moisture from a water damage job itself. The other thing we want to point out about the motor, again, it's a real efficient motor. The Force 9 only pulls 2.5 amps on high and 1.5 amps on low. By having a real efficient motor on the Force 9, we're actually able to achieve over 3,000 CFM on this motor. As we work our way up, you'll see that the Force 9 has a great cord wrap. It'll wrap around the outer diameter of the shell, and then a small button strap to actually secure that in place. The handle for the Force 9 has been redesigned to make it a lot more ergonomically correct for the technicians to carry. On the fan, the cutout at the bottom also works perfect for fitting right into my leg. You'll see that the Force 9 is perfectly balanced when I carry it and helps support that lightweight 32 pounds. In the event you want to use your Force 9 in the Gale Force maximum airflow stand, you can do that. You'll see on the side of the Force 9 that it has 4 nut certs. These are pre-drilled, allowing you to buy an aftermarket bracket specifically designed for the Force 9. Once that bracket is installed into the pre-drilled spots, you can take your Force 9 and place it in the Gale Force maximum airflow stand.